Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Alamin and today I am going to conduct a wonderful debate session. Especially the students of my language club, they are going to make a wonderful debate and I have selected a wonderful motion for them. That is GPA important than practical skill? I hope they are going to make a wonderful debate and especially the audience of this language club, they are eagerly waiting to enjoy this debate. So without any hurry, I would like to go to the proposition party and especially the team leader, you must propose your motion. Please go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Tainamin Oishi and I'll talk about why is GPA more important than practical skill. Well, we all know that large companies use GPA to quickly filter through thousands of applicants' resume. So your practical skill is basically useless if it isn't recorded. That's why you need to do a good GPA and get a certificate. Because GPA proves your high performance under stress. Skill gives you ability, but a recognizable academic certificate gives you accessibility. GPA reflects a multiple track record before you build up a skill. You must know where your weakness lies. A GPA is the baseline metric that shows you exactly where to skill up. And as we know, we might think that why in ancient time? What about in ancient time? Was there any GPA recognition? Well, in ancient time there was civil service exam to choose the rulers, so that also counts. And we all know that anyone can learn to swing a hammer and forge a sword, but only the elite can master the complex classics, philosophy, and law. You might say that there's a worker that has 3.50 GPA and another one who has 4 GPA. So, but the 3.50 GPA one did more work than the 4 GPA 4 worker. So why would you trust GPA 4, the person with GPA 4, since he didn't do that much work? But you know that quality is better than quantity. 3.50 worker might have done lots of work, but if there's no value in his work, if his work isn't good, then why would I choose someone like that? If I choose someone to work for my company, of course I'll choose the best ones.
So I would like to ask you a question. If a student studies one day before the exam and gets a GPA of 5, and that knowledge is temporary, rather than learning through life skills that we get from experience, why is it that you think GPA is more necessary than practical skills that we use for our daily lives?
Well, you know that GPA comes with practical skills, right? You don't get it just because you ask for it. You earn it. And if a student can get a higher GPA than a student by studying only one day, but than a student that studied for the whole year, then that's just natural talent. He knows how to schedule his work study. He knows how to perfectly do it.
Team leader, you have to just refute the logic of the proponent party as well as you can put your logic behind this topic. So please.
Let me get my thoughts. Okay. So we know that practical skills are generally better for long-term career success because practical skills matter more in our real life than our academic success. GPA is only important for our schools, and the society has made us that we should care more about our effort than our GPA. And now that we care more about GPA, there are higher rates of suicides in countries, and the expectations from our parents of our students, it harms us as well. So practical skills in ancient times, as you said, practical skills were not, GPA was not in the system during the ancient times. Practical skills were more dominant at that time, and the people were more than capable during that time. And in the real world, employers also want more capability that you can solve problems rather than a worksheet of papers that you hand them and they just see that you have this marks. But in real life, you need real skills and real problem-solving capabilities.
Okay, your sentence seems like GPA is valueless. If you are right. And if I go with your sentences, then why schools are conducting exams? And are we the fool? My question is that, are we the fool who are studying so hard just for getting a good GPA?
I would like to say that GPA matters, absolutely it matters, but it does not matter more than practical skills, because the argument is it more important than practical skills? And I think it is not, because in our real life, not just academics, we use practical skills more than the facts we learn from school. Like, what will mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell do in our daily life? I will not use that in my daily life.
Okay, I have another question. So just imagine there is a company who is in a crisis, okay, and they want to hire a new CEO. You are good, you have practical experience about marketing, sharing, and marketing, finance, economics, but you don't have a certificate, you don't have record. Then will you think that they will give you the chance to sit on the CEO's chair, and they will give you the permission to save the company from the crisis? And on that moment, without your economic knowledge, marketing knowledge, you don't know that tomorrow you have a shareholder meeting, and what should you do? Like, you should face them or solve the problem first, or you should release a new product. So on that moment, if you want to solve this problem, then first of all you need to
Don't give solution, just ask the question.
Okay, my question is, if you don't have the certificates, the records, then how could they will understand that you are able to sit on the chair?
Nowadays, we know that nowadays experience matters more than a GPA or a certificate, because experience means that you are inhabited to face problems head on, rather than panic and look at your notes and memorize the facts and then say it. Because we, as a society, we face new problems every day that are not noted in our books, and we need the ability to solve problems.
Thank you very much, especially the leader of the opposition. You have defended her as well as you should. You have put some logic behind it, and also you have taken some questions and you have defended it. So now I would like to request the second speaker of the proponent party. Please, you should just start your speech, and also you should just repute the logic of the opposition party, as well as you should put your logic. Please go ahead.
Okay. As I want to say that practical experience is matter. I'm not saying that practical experience is useless, but GPA opens the first door. Like, tell me that in many private universities, companies take the topper students first before graduation. How they know that they will be good for their companies without any experience? Because they believe that as they have good GPA, of course they are able to get some experience good. And you can say, like, I trust that when you are in an interview and they will ask you for some practical experience, that's what you have. But why they called you for the interview? Just for they look over your GPS and then they call you for the interview. So I think that, of course, GPA is matter more than practical experience not in Bangladesh, in whole country. That's why, like, students just imagine there is a student who is with good GPA and one is with a bad GPA, and their both dream is to be a doctor. And of course, if they want to get admit in the best college in Bangladesh, the Dhaka University, you can say that Dhaka Medical University in Bangladesh, of course they need a good GPA and they have to pass the admission test for. After that, if they get the admission in the college, then there will be the chance to express, to gain some experience. But if you don't have the GPA, like if you before you said that engineer who can develop a software and other one has just only GPA records. But how could that man get the experience? Of course, first they completed his college and then do internship, then he get the experience. But at first you need a good GPA, and that's.
I would like to ask a question. You know that in our ICT subject in class, the teachers are drawing computer screens on boards and not teaching them on real computers. Is that contributing to practical skills or GPA?
Okay, here I am seeing the mistakes. Here is the mistakes of our education system. Like if you read the books, you can know that how to develop a website, how to delete anything or install anything. But there is a rule saying that there is a practical exam too. If you don't attend the practical exams, and that's not our fault, the teacher is not giving the practical exams properly. If they take it, then absolutely you can gain both of the knowledge, like GPA and practical experience too. Without your practical, you would not be able to get A+ in ICT.
So thank you very much, the second speaker of the proposition party. You have done great, and you have just put your logic as well as you have refuted some of the logics of the team leader of the opposition party. You did it very well. So now let's see what happens in the second speaker of the opposition party, and we have to see the debate very closely, otherwise we can judge this debate. So please you need to just start now.
Okay. Firstly, let me start beginning. It's simple, two questions. If your car breaks down in the middle of the road, you have two engineers who have an excellent GPA, the first one, but have no experience to repair the car, and the second one who have limited GPA, I mean average GPA, but who are very expertise to repair the car immediately. So which is the better? Second question is, if you needed your life-saving operation, you have a doctor, highest grade GPA, but had never performed any operations. But the another who have successfully completed the thousands of operations. The thousands of operations, which is more important for you? Who do his doctor trust you?
Okay, tell me how the experienced doctor get chance to experience that much operations? How?
Firstly, I clear my position. I'm not saying GPA is not important or unimportant. This certainly matter. But GPA not assure the long-term success. But only practical skills assure belongs to your whole life, and they assure you long-term success. There is a proverb in our Bengali, that if anyone do works practically, he never dies due to lack of food, right? Who never lack of food. And the another things, just imagine two software developers, just one who have GPA 4 but have never built any application, but the second one who have average GPA 3.20, but he already built many applications for our mobile phones or digital technology. Who is the best or who is the valuable for a technological company? My question is that. And if I want to say in our famous persons in the world, like Thomas Edison, who failed over thousands of over. After that, he's successful. But he had never any educational background.
A debate must be talk about normal peoples, not about some like intelligence or some some special persons. It should be focused on normal peoples.
Okay. I answered, may the GPA opening the first door, but it's not as the same after succeeding entering the profession. It's not the same. Most of the employers, if your GPA is high important, why most of the employers added their circular like condition? The candidate must have 3, 4 years or 10 years or 15 years experience. Why they added the condition there?
Okay, thank you. Your time's up. Thank you very much, the opposition party, especially the second speaker of the opposition party. Like most of the time, you refuted the logics, but you didn't adjust the topic with your team leader. Okay, so you should have done it, but let's see what happens in the last speaker of the proponent party. What does he do in the team? Okay, please go ahead.
Hello guys. I'm gonna ask an important question to you. What do you think? What can you do with only your skills, without any kind of results, without any kinds of GPA? And you already told that some examples like 3.00 and 2.10 or 2.50. That's also a result. We are debating about GPA and skill, not about the good result and not about the bad result. If you have a bare minimum result, that is the proof that you can improvise your skill. You can the basically base of the skill is result. If you have any result, your skill will be not count. Like that, many people have like poor results, but that's also a result. Then they work on their skill. That I have a poor result, so I have to work on my skill. But if you have just only skill and skill has no certificate, so you can't use your skill. Like when have you any skill, you have to gain a certificate about the skill, and the result also of the skill will be published in a GPA. Like you you are a good artist, you are a good in any skill, and that skill should need a certificate, of course. And when you need the certificate, the result will be in a GPA, that how good in this skill. And also you already asked us that once a mechanic who have no certificate, no GPA, and one who have 4.00 and he has a job or he got the opportunity first. No, every mechanic who have skills about anything like is electrician, they got a certificate on their skill in a way of GPA. And you can't tell them that's are not like a general study. That's in like technical study, and it's a GPA. And without GPA, your skill will be never in count. And I also wanna tell that skill is important, but your skill is like a rudderless ship without your result. You definitely need the result to publish your skill.
I have a question to you.
Yes.
I have a question to you. There are many people in country, especially the Dhaka city. We use transport every day. There are some rickshaw puller and CNG driver, bus driver. They have no certificate at all. They are continuing their profession in the world. Also, in Dhaka city, we see the daily labor or businessman. They have no certificate at all. But why? But still they are surviving in the world. How can possibly?
They are surviving. They are not the dominating. They are not the leading. Who are the leaders? Who achieve something? They are who has the bare minimum result. They can the dominate. I'm not disrespect. I'm not giving them shame. They are illiterate, but they have a skill. That's why they are surviving. If they have the certificate of the normal general study in GPA, they will be evolved in next level. They will be can gain many other things in this world.
Okay, if I want to say, like Jack Ma.
No, don't say, please.
Okay.
Just to check.
Okay.
You have to just ask a specific question.
Okay, specific question. So, we see most of the applicants, they have GPA, better GPA. But why, after applying any position, they refuse or they drop out the first stage, like shortlisted? Okay. Why? If I want to say Jack Ma, he were not defined in our academic result, but he refused many times in university admission. Also refused by the employer. But after that, he is still now he is the pioneer and he is the developer, successful businessman at the the largest e-commerce owner in the world, like Alibaba. How can possible it?
He is the
Obviously, she's
exception. He is
dominated.
extraordinary. He gained with that with their hard work. And if they study in the general way, he will be gain more success. And success has no limits.
So thank you very much, especially Abid, for your wonderful defense, as well as you have put your logic here. But the last question, I think that point comes in this part because you didn't answer perfectly, as you are just supporting their topic, that you said that Jack Ma is more skilled. So if without taking GPA, if someone becomes more skilled, what is the necessary of the GPA? It means that the point goes in this part. Okay, so thank you very much for putting the logic here and as well as presenting your topic wonderfully. Now the last speaker in this session, and especially the last speaker from opposition party, here I would like to request you, please just deliver your speech as well as repeat the logic as well as put your logic here. Okay.
Okay. Our honorable teacher and all of my friends, Assalamu alaikum. A good GPA is important, but it is not only the measure of person's ability. Real success depends on how well we can apply our knowledge in real life situation. That's the practical skills is more important than GPA. So practical skills is helps our solve problems, communications with others, make decision, and work effectively in a team. And a student may have an excellent GPA, but without practical skills, it can be difficult to perform well in the workplace. So if you perform more, then you stay in our society. I will give an example. A medical student with high grades must also know how to treat patients. But if they cannot diagnose or treatment any patients, and if they cannot to solve their any disease, how they are very good doctor. On the other hand, a teacher has highest GPA. He is a very talented person. If he cannot explain any topic, if he cannot inspire students, if he cannot deliver her speech properly.
Firstly, you start talking about us medical student. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How she or he turn into a medical student? How? Without a SSC certificate, without a HSC certificate, without any GPA.
Okay, I agree with your comments, but after getting their chance, they cannot proper their activities. They cannot proper their activities. If they cannot proper their skills, how they do it?
Okay, as you said, as you said about medical student, I think, and it's normal that everyone get the chance to practice in medical with body or with like dolls. Then if one did some operations or attend some like patients, then of course that other get admitted in the medical.
Ask a specific question.
Then ask the question.
So I have a question, that what do you think people who have only skills and no certificate, no SSC certificate, no GPA, anything, how far he can go in his life, how far he can have any achievement in life? Not give any example like any like very special people or very think about the normal people. Everyone knows as a special one who can gain like many things. Like who is exception? He's already success. He already doing very hard work in his life.
I'm not finding any question from you.
My question is basically that how far can you go in your life without any certificate like GPA, only with your skills?
Okay, I'll give you any example. Like our honorable sir, Alamin sir, is a very good, real good educated person. But he told us that he cannot judge the jal note. A business person who cannot success their life because of their lowest GPA. How is this?
If you don't think that, if that businessman have a good GPA in life, he can go in more farther and more bigger businessman and more big person in this world.
So you must refute your opposition party's logic, and also you will get 2 minutes for refute the logic of the proposition party. So without any hurry, I would like to just give you a chance. Please, you should start again. 2 minutes.
Okay, you say that if there's a patient, why would you say that there's a doctor who have done multiple surgeries, multiple operations, but he has a low GPA, but there's another doctor who has high GPA, but he hasn't done that many operations. But why do you think the patient would trust you if you don't have a higher certificate or higher validation? The patient will always choose the one with the best GPA. And if you don't have an academic validation, no one will ever acknowledge your talent. So to prove your practical skill, you need to have a record. And why do you think you'll get the chance to prove yourself with your practical skill if you don't have any recognition or witness of your work? As you said before, Mithila, many students commit suicide because of their low marks. Well, that doesn't have to do anything with GPA. They probably does that because of stress. And how do you know? Because only studying education is the only thing that gives them stress. It could be if you research for long, you'll see that it's because of their personal family issues. Not everything is. If they have practical skill, that shouldn't be a problem in their examination. If they have practical skill and if they have talent, then they should have gotten a better GPA with that. Also, you'll say that suppose you go to an interview, and of course they have chosen you through your GPA, and you might have a low GPA, but you still got that. You're still allowed to give your interview, but the person with higher GPA will get more trust from the interviewers because they'll think that he might not think that he can express it well, but he knows how to do it. And the doctor, about the medical one, the doctor gets praised for his skills, because of his GPA. When the GPA get him into a doctor, how do you think the doctor got high GPA if he didn't show his practical skill? Of course, he got his certificate through his skills. By showing his skills, the people acknowledged him. That's why he got it. It's not that practical skill isn't important at all, but you need to have both practical skill and your GPA. You need to have a recognition that you have done it and you can do it.
Okay, thank you very much. In the last point, I got some idea from her, that is, she is accepting that both practical skill as well as GPA important. So in this part, I think that you shouldn't do this, okay? As it is debate, you have to just focus your part, okay? You shouldn't focus the both part. If you do, then your point will be deducted, okay? So now I'd like to request the last one, and especially the opposition team leader, and she will just refute the logic now. Only refute the logic now.
As you know, Bangladesh has a large quantity of people who are in poverty, but they have a good GPA, but they cannot get jobs due to their lack of practical skills. They cannot get a GPA, they cannot get a job because their practical skills are not developed. They might have a GPA, they might have bookish knowledge, but they do not have the street smarts to get real knowledge about the real world. The real world doesn't depend on your bookish knowledge about the things limited to books. You get to know through experience and real life, meeting with people. And practical skills are just that. And I like to say that Sir's money scam was not because he was unsmart, it was because he was not experienced in the business. and that businessman doesn't get scammed, but sir did. I'm sorry to say, but that businessman should deserve more than just a small little business, because we do not, as a society, see a person's contribution in skills, but rather than GPA, which is wrong. It is quite wrong because a person may not be good at any given moment, because they might be struggling with their family, their society, but in real life they might have more skills that exceeds educational values. And you might there are doctors with no hands-on experience that kill patients in operational tables, but the doctors who have real experience and real skills, they do not care about GPA. They care about saving a patient's life rather than a GPA or a certificate. A certificate may earn respect, but competence is what earns your trust. A GPA might help you get an interview, but practical skills help you keep the job, earn promotions, and help you innovate.
Okay, time's up. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wrap it up. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I would like to talk. Shouldn't stop the video. The thing is that at the last moment, I just heard from Mithila, but it was the time I just mentioned before giving you chance that you have to just refute the logic of your opposition party, but you put your logic and you just explain it. So it was not expected. What did she do? She just refuted your logic. In opposite, you just put your logic. So you shouldn't do that in the last moment, because your mark will be minus in there in this part. Okay. So if I just judge this debate as though I don't have any script, I should have a script and paper and pencil. As this is the first debate, as so many of you don't know the rules and regulation of the debate, that's why I just it head to head. Okay, so if I just judge it head to head, I thought that you made some mistake, you also made some mistake. So if I just give you the equal number, that means both of you get the equal number. In the same way, you made some mistake, you did some mistake. The same way, just if I overall just judge this debate. Okay. So thank you very much, dear audience. You have a great patience that you are just listening this speech for a long time, and thank you very much. And in next language club, or I think that I should choose another topic, then I will involve them, and I would like to give you some prize. As in this debate, I'm not going to provide any prize, but as no one is loser, no one is winner, so I shouldn't give the prize now. But in next debate, you have to take 1 week time, then you have to practice and take it seriously, because there will be prize. Okay, there will be prize for the winner team. So I think that next debate will be more perfect, because today you have some flaws and errors in your speech, as well as you don't know the proper way. As today you have learned how to make debate, in the next debate session you have to do great. Okay.